Hey, good morning, everybody. Facebook Live. This is Mike Dalco, the CEO, continuously empowering others. And let me get a little bit better amplification here. All right, that should be better. All right, so good morning, everybody. Good afternoon, wherever you are in the world. This is Mike Dalco, the CEO, continuously empowering others, with a pretty hot little topic here. It's entitled All Assets Are Not Created Equal. If you are an entrepreneur and you're chasing the dream, you're going to want to share this stream out with your business partners, people who have a home-based business. It's going to be vital to hear this stuff that I'm going to be sharing today, because we have not been, let me speak for me. I won't speak for you guys. You can speak for yourself in the chat room, but I have not been trained to understand, number one, not only are assets not all equal, but I haven't even been trained to understand assets, period. I spent my life working for cash. And I've got a bunch of visual aids that I'm going to use for this stream today, but I've got to get off pretty quickly because the power call is coming up. So this will be like 5 or 10 minutes. So I don't have a lot of time to shout out you guys. I see you there on the stream, and I love to acknowledge my business partners as they come on the stream, but today I don't have time to do it. I'll spend 3 to 5 minutes sometimes acknowledging people and saying good morning. So I know I do see you, and thank you for your chats, and continue to chat amongst yourself. And if I read something that's in appropriation of what we're talking about, I'll definitely add it to the conversation. So got a lot of visual aids I want to talk to you about. All assets are not created equal. Got this amazing shipment again today. FedEx is our shipping partner for our company, Karatbars International. In this particular stream, I'm not going to not talk about Karatbars because it's a whole nother class to itself. But I need you to understand that all assets are not created equal, that there are even classifications of assets. I had this young lady call me yesterday. It was a three-way call. And she was like, why is Karatbars Gold, which is right here, which I'm going to show you in a second. She said, why is Karatbars Gold 30% more expensive than another gold? And she gave the name of the company and the website. And I said, because it's 30% more valuable. Now that'll hit you at 3 o'clock in the morning. Boy, that is powerful. She said, why is Karatbars Gold 30% more expensive than the gold on this website? I said, because it's 30% more valuable. It'll do things that the gold on that website won't do. She said, well, I don't understand. Isn't gold gold? Boy, and that started my brain to thinking. I see my business partner, Shakoria Payton. Congratulations, new VIP. Way to go. You just acquired an income asset producing asset. We'll talk about that in a second. You got on right on time. All right, so this gold is not just gold. Notice that it's the gram of gold in the middle. Notice it's got Karatbars' name at the top, which means it's a marketing tool. I'm showing it to you now. I'm literally marketing the product. And so it's a full tax deduction. Regular gold won't do that. It's hologram security. You can't see the hologram in it. And then it's gold. So it's 30% more valuable than regular gold. That's the first thing that you need to understand. This is not more expensive. It's more valuable. Oh gosh, let me say that again. That is a drop the golden mic moment. It's not more expensive, it's more valuable. All right, so she sent me to this website. I would tell you the name of it, but you can do your own research. On the same website, it had a coin, which I should have my Karatbars coin here, but it had a coin, and the coin was $61, 1 gram of gold. And then it had a little ingot. It was an ingot like this, but it was not in a Karatbar card. It wasn't a marketing tool. It was just a little gold ingot, and the ingot was $40. So I said, 1 gram ingot, 1 gram coin. Why is there a $20 difference on the same website? Like the website you're sending me to prove that our gold is too expensive has 2 different prices on their website. Like, why would people acquire the $61 coin versus the $40 ingot? The answer is simple. The coin to them is more valuable. It's got a panda design on it, and it's a collector item. The collector item makes it probably appreciate in value faster than just the ingot. The card with Karatbars on it makes the gold more valuable than just the gold itself. It's a product that doesn't exist. You can't compare this product to any other gold anywhere in the world. Now, that's one part of it. Now, let me try to stay calm because I'm fired up and I got to say this quick. So I get this shipment this morning from our payment partner, FedEx. That's value added. Inside the box was an ounce of Karatbars gold. 1 ounce. 1 ounce. Now, that would be great, even if I paid for it. But I didn't pay for it. I got it free through a system of acquisition by referral. Okay, so I don't want to erase this because this is my little trademark thing from my last presentation, but I will make a quadrant down here, and I'm going to call it the asset quadrant. Okay, because in the asset quadrant, you learn the difference in the types of assets that you acquire. Now, let me digress for just a moment. There's this game. Everybody knows about this game, and every family should have this game. It's called Monopoly. And Monopoly is amazing because it's fun to play, and people get mad, boy. They get mad about Monopoly. They throw their little paper money on the table, and they'll get up and walk out if they're losing because this game is fire. But in the game of Monopoly, it's trying to literally teach your children. You should sit down with your kids. Every entrepreneur should have Monopoly. You should sit down with your kids. Yes, Kevin Thompson, that's a rocket. I'm launching, brother. I'm fired up. You should sit down with your kids and teach them to acquire property. You see, what we do in life is we acquire this. This is what we chase. And this is paper, and it controls your life. And you work your life away for this paper. But this paper is the death of you. It is a liability. It actually says the United States, it says Federal Reserve note. It's a Federal Reserve note. It doesn't even belong to you. It's illegal to burn this. It's illegal to destroy this because you mess with their balance sheet. This is a liability on the balance sheet of the Federal Reserve of America. So this looks like money because it's pretty. It's beautiful art, but it's paper. It is not worth the paper it's printed on, literally. Okay, so, and I know somebody said, well, give it to me then. No, because I put this paper to work. I don't stack paper, I stack assets, and not just any kind of assets. Now, it has a utility. It has a utility. Now, a smart person takes the cash and they move it to assets as quickly as possible. What I did, I was going to say something else, but what I did all my life is I would earn cash. It's going to take some cash for this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'll stop at $600, and I would exchange it. I would exchange that cash for some stuff. Isn't that pretty? Oh boy, that is pretty right there. That's an iPhone 5. And by the way, I still have my iPhone 5. Apple is trying to make my iPhone 5 stop working, but I update that bad boy and I will not get an iPhone. What are you at, 10 now? Nope. When this stops working, if my phone can dial, text, surf, Facebook, social media, record video, it'll do everything the iPhone 10 will do except maybe face recognition. I don't care about that. Look, I exchanged the $600 when I was stupid back in my stupid days. I exchanged the $600 for the iPhone 5, and this is stuff. Now, if I try to sell this for $600, they're gonna look at me like I'm stupid because they can put another $400 with it and get the iPhone 10 for $1,000. They can get the 10 and now they flossing. They got a big old iPhone 10 like a calculator for $1,000, and it's just going down in value. Well, you may as well exchange liabilities for stuff because the liability is losing value and so is the stuff. So what we got to do is we got to get smart. We got to learn how to move the liability into an asset and the asset increase in value. Now, there are multiple now. So that's Monopoly. Monopoly teaches you to take the paper that you're getting from the game and pass and go. That's the payday. And then try to buy houses and then hotels and then multiple hotels. Now, when you buy houses, you get the deed to the house when you own it. So a house, once you own it, is an asset. But before you own it, it's a liability. But it is an asset. But when you own the house, if you just live in it, it's an income diluting asset. So it's an asset, but I'm gonna put a negative. It's an asset, it's a negative asset. In other words, it's an asset that still takes money out of your pocket because you've got taxes, you've got utilities, you've got repairs and deferred maintenance. It's still an asset, but it's losing money. When you have a home that you own and you don't have to live in it, you can rent it out. Now it becomes an income producing asset. So I'm gonna put A+. It's an income producing asset. Now, there's another game called cash flow. And if you think Monopoly is fire, cash flow is fire on a whole other level, because in cash flow, it literally teaches you to fall out of love with cash. My gosh, if you're in cash flow and you want to make sure you lose, every time you get money, hold it. You're going to lose your shirt in cash flow because you're going to keep going around the wheel, the rat race. You're going to go round and round. You're never going to escape the rat race. And when the little cards come up that say little deal and big deal, small deal and big deal, you got to move this cash into deals and assets so that those assets begin to produce income. So that's the next one, is income producing assets. So I'm going to put an A and I'm going to put income. So it's an asset that produces income. Now, this asset, when you get a house that starts and you rent it out, that produces income, but this produces cash income, and it produces it without the maintenance. In other words, if you get some sort of asset that doesn't require you to maintenance it, it's producing cash without the maintenance. When you own a home, it can be producing cash, but if your tenants tear your house up, you still got maintenance on your house and you still got taxes on it, so it's still some liability. There are assets that don't require the liability side. It's just all straight asset. It's all straight income. Does this make sense? Now, the last one is even more amazing. So in cash flow, if you hold on to cash, you're never going to get out of the rat race. I need you to hear that so clear, because I'm running out of time. In cash flow, if you hold on to cash, you're never going to acquire assets. You're going to stay in the rat race. You're going to work until you die. Other people are going to be over there in their living their dreams and getting all the stuff they want out of life and living big time. And you're going to still be in the little rat race, in the little center wheel, chasing cash. All right, so you get rid of your cash and you get an asset. So I signed up in this business, Karatbars International, because the product is an asset. And I got gold without any cash out of my pocket. Now, why? Because it takes me into the fourth quadrant of assets. There are probably more, but this four that I thought of today. When I got in Karatbars, I acquired a business package. Now, I got in to get gold, because gold is an asset. It's an asset with no liability to it at all, and it expands your wealth because it increases in value. This asset is probably right in the middle. It's an asset that's static. It's really just designed to save your wealth, store your wealth, and as gold expands or as the dollar decreases, it makes you wealthier over time. All right, you can't get rich over time just saving gold, and that's why I got in Karatbars. Here was the coup d'etat for me. Here was the drop the mic. This is the thing that shut it down for me. When I started sharing with other people how to get gold in small transaction-friendly increments, the company began to pay me in cash on my MasterCard and free gold, because they pay us in cash and gold. So I didn't have to exchange cash out of my pocket to get the asset. I get the cash, get to keep it, and I get free gold without any cash out of my pocket. Now, no matter how cheap the gold is that you save, you can never get a better price than free. And, oh my gosh, it takes us to the fourth category, which is when you get my first package was a silver package. It becomes an income producing, asset producing, tax deductible asset. Oh, phew. I know that's a lot. So I took at the time it was $400. I'm not in love with the cash, even though it's pretty and you like a stack in your pocket. I took $400 as quickly as I could, got rid of it, stopped taxation, stopped inflation by moving it into a business package that gave me a tax deduction that almost paid for the package. And then start referring others, which produced more cash coming in by referral and getting paid in gold as well, which is an asset. So this asset produced income and assets. It's an income asset producing asset. Woo! Oh my God, I felt like Ric Flair right there. So this is an asset, which is an income asset producing asset. This is the top of the, man. Yes, Jeff Thomas, our newest VIP. You can't get better. Maybe you can, but it's an asset. So I got an asset. This is going to mess you up, guys. I got to get off the stream. I got an asset that produced assets and income. right? So much income till I could leave my 9-to-5 rat race and just operate in my asset that produces income and assets. And it was so fire until the asset produced a bigger asset, which was called the VIP, that didn't take any money out of my pocket. My income from my asset producing income and asset producing asset produced a bigger asset, which produced more income. So I was able to go and get an exclusive. And it was so successful, I used it to get a second exclusive. Now, all of these big boxes are $10,000 assets, but they produce tens of thousands of more dollars because the asset produces more gold and more cash assets. And it was so successful, I was able to go get a premium package, which is a $5,000 asset, and 2 additional professional package, which are $10,000 assets, and each 5 and 10 and 10 and 10 and 10 asset produces more 5s and 10s and 10s and 10s and 10s without my effort. Without my effort. It doesn't take any effort on my part. I leveraged my time with the efforts of other people who are not buying products, they're buying assets. This is Mike Dalcoe, the CEO, continuously empowering others, hoping you heard through all of that rant. Stop holding paper. Exchange it for assets. All right, free ounces of gold. Make the main thing the main thing. Y'all have a great day, and we'll see you on the Power Call starting in 3 minutes. Have a great day.